Hello, friends, and welcome to the Architecture Enthusiast, and introducing Pritzker Prize-winning architect Balkrishna Doshi. Indian architect Balkrishna Doshi has been practicing the art of architecture, demonstrating substantial contributions to humanity for over 60 years. His is an exceptional architecture as reflected in over 100 buildings he has realized. His commitment and his dedication to his country and the communities he has served, his influence as a teacher, and the outstanding example he has set for professionals and students around the world throughout his long career. Doshi's ambition and initiative guided many pivotal moments in his life, from boarding a ship from India to London, where he dreamed of joining the Royal Institute of British Architects, and moving to Paris, despite his inability to speak French, to work under Le Corbusier, to responding to the responsibility and opportunity of rebuilding his native country. He returned to India in 1954 to oversee Le Corbusier's projects in Chandigarh and Ahmedabad, which include the Mill Owners Association building and the Shonen House, among others. Beginning in 1962, Doshi also worked with Louis Kahn as an associate to build the Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, and they continued to collaborate for over a decade. In 1956, Doshi hired two architects and founded his own practice, Vastushilpa, which has since been renamed Vastushilpa Consultants and grown to employ 5 partners and 60 employees, and has completed more than 100 projects since its inception. Infused with lessons from Western architects before him, he forged his artistic vision with a deep reverence for life, Eastern culture, and forces of nature to create an architecture that was personal, laced with insights, sounds, and memories from his past. Alongside a deep respect for Indian history and culture, elements of his youth, memories of shrines, temples, and bustling streets, scents of lacquer and wood from his grandfather's furniture workshop, all find a way into his architecture. Of the tremendous range of completed buildings, which include institutions, mixed-use complexes, housing projects, public spaces, galleries, and private residences, Doshi recalls one of the most personal endeavors, Sangath in Ahmedabad, completed in 1980, his architectural studio. Sangath fuses images and associations of Indian lifestyles. The campus integrates and memories of place visited collide, evoking and connecting forgotten episodes. Sangath is an ongoing school where one learns, unlearns, and relearns. It has become a sanctuary of culture, art, and sustainability, where research, institutional facilities, and maximum sustainability are emphasized. Doshi, as he is fondly called by all who know him, worked with two masters of the 20th century, Le Corbusier and Louis Kahn. Without a doubt, Doshi's early works were influenced by these architects, as can be seen in the robust forms of concrete which he employed. However, Doshi took the language of his buildings beyond these early models. With an understanding and appreciation of the deep traditions of India's architecture, he united prefabrication and local craft and developed a vocabulary in harmony with the history, culture, local traditions, and the changing times of his home country, India. Over the years, Balkrishna Doshi has always created an architecture that is serious, never flashy or a follower of trends, with a deep sense of responsibility and a desire to contribute to his country and its people through high-quality, authentic architecture. He has created projects for public administrations and utilities, educational and cultural institutions, and residence for private clients, among others. He undertook his first project for low-income housing in the 1950s. Doshi stated in 1954, "It seems I should take an oath and remember it for my lifetime, to provide the lowest class with the proper dwelling." He fulfilled his personal oath in projects such as Arayana, low-cost housing at Indore in 1989, in central West India and the cooperative middle-income housing in Ahmedabad, India of 1982, and many others. Housing and shelter is but one aspect of these projects. The entire planning of the community, the scale, the creation of public, semi-public, and private spaces are a testament to his understanding of how cities work and the importance of the urban design. Doshi is acutely aware of the context in which his buildings are located. His solutions take into account the social, environmental, and economic dimensions, and therefore his architecture is totally engaged with sustainability. Using patios, courtyards, and covered walkways, as in the case of the School of Architecture in 1966, now part of CEPT, or the Madhya Pradesh Electricity Board in Jabalpur in 1979, or the Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore in 1992, Doshi has created spaces to protect from the sun, catch the breezes, and provide comfort and enjoyment in and around his buildings. In the architect's own studio called Sangath in Ahmedabad, India, built in 1980, we can see the outstanding qualities of Balkrishna Doshi's approach and understanding of architecture. The Sanskrit word Sangath means to accompany or to move together. As an adjective, it embodies that which is appropriate or relevant. The structures are semi-underground and totally integrated with the natural characteristics of the site. There is an easy flow of terraces, reflecting ponds, mounds, and the curved vaults which are distinguishing formal elements. There is a variety and richness in the interior spaces that have different qualities of light, different shapes, as well as different uses, while unified through the use of concrete. Doshi has created an equilibrium and peace among all the components, material and immaterial, which result in a whole that is much more than the sum of its parts. Balkrishna Doshi constantly demonstrates that all good architecture and urban planning must not only unite purpose and structure, but must take into account climate, site, technique, and craft, along with a deep understanding and appreciation of the context in the broadest sense. Projects must go beyond the functional to connect with the human spirit through poetic and philosophical underpinnings. For his numerous contributions as an architect, urban planner, teacher, for his steadfast example of integrity and his tireless contributions to India and beyond.